A small but geopolitically vital nation positioned along the coastline of the Horn of Africa, Djibouti. A country so small you might spend hours trying to find it on a map, but guess what? The world's biggest superpowers, the US, China, France, and Japan, all have military bases here. But why? Before we dive in, it's important to first understand the location of this East African country, Djibouti, and learn more about it. On one side of Djibouti's coast lies the Red Sea, and on the other, the Gulf of Aden. And right between them is the Bab el Mandeb Strait, a vital lifeline for global oil and cargo supply. If this route were ever blocked, global trade could take a massive hit. That's exactly why all these major powers are willing to pay millions of dollars in rent just to have their bases here. Being positioned on such a strategic route lets them not only secure shipping lanes, but also keep an eye on conflicts across the Middle East and Africa while maintaining their global influence. Out of all these countries, the US pays the highest rent, around $63 million a year. That's roughly 550 crore rupees in Indian currency. Add in the rent from the other nations and Djibouti makes about $300 million a year just from military base leases. The country's land is so infertile that agriculture is almost impossible. But those military rents contribute around 10 to 20% of the country's GDP. Djibouti also has some wild natural features like Lake Assal, which is not only the lowest point in Africa, but also the third saltiest water body in the world. So today, we're exploring a country whose harsh terrain might seem like a weakness, but whose geographic location has made it one of the most strategically important spots on the planet. So guys, welcome to a new morning in Djibouti city, which just so happens to be the capital of Djibouti. We arrived here yesterday, landed at the airport, got to the city, and spent some time exploring the town. Today we are headed to Lake Assal, probably the most popular tourist destination in the whole country. It was around 8:30 in the morning, and I managed to negotiate a decent deal with a local tour company. They just picked me up, and before we hit the road, were stopping by their office so I can make the payment. Right now, we're at this place called Sheraton Hotel. Alright guys, I have just paid for the Lake Assal tour. Like I mentioned earlier, this is literally the only popular tourist destination in Djibouti. And even then, there are barely any tourists around. I guess it's just popular in name only. That being said, Lake Assal is actually one of the saltiest lakes in the world, and it's also the lowest point in all of Africa. Right now, we're driving parallel to the Red Sea, making our way through the city. The drive from Djibouti city to Lake Assal is roughly 2 hours, about 110 kilometers. But from what I've heard, the roads aren't exactly in great shape. And like I told you yesterday, no tour here goes for less than $300. I spoke to the two main tour operators in Djibouti, and both quoted me the exact same rate, which is $300 for the 2 hours trip to Lake Assal. This country, I swear, it's insanely expensive. You really have to watch your budget. I asked my hotel to help me find a local driver, and they connected me to a tour company saying, "There's another traveler going with you. You can split the cost, $150 each." Sounds good, right? I was like, absolutely, if it's half the price. I'm in. Here's the twist. That other traveler never showed up. But the tour company still arrived at 8:30 a.m. as promised, saying, "We'll take you at the same rate." I appreciated the gesture and offered $160 instead of $150. They agreed, and now here we are about to hit the road, leaving Djibouti city behind to start our journey to Lake Assal. They picked me up right on time at 8:30 a.m. just like they said, but by 9:15 we'd just been driving around the city, picking people up, dropping them off, loading luggage. Honestly, I have no idea when we're actually going to hit the road. Now you might be thinking, well, at least you got a cheaper deal, right? Yeah, I paid $160, but let's put that into perspective. That's around 14,000 Indian rupees just to go somewhere 2 hours away. So even this budget-friendly tour wasn't really that budget-friendly. They just brought me back to the same mosque near my hotel, the exact place where I was picked up from earlier. Like seriously, if they had all that running around to do, they could have picked me up later instead. Honestly, at this point, I'm convinced we're not going anywhere today. Feels like I've just been taken for a free ride around town while they handle their own business. It's like they woke up, had a list of things to do, and thought, why not bring this tourist guy along for the ride? Anyway, when I first spoke to the tour company, they showed up on time at my hotel at 8:30 sharp, no delay. But the moment I got in the car, they started asking me, "Why are you even here? Why'd you come to Djibouti?" I was like, "Just traveling, man. I'm exploring Africa. I've been going around the continent, and Djibouti was still left on my list, so thought I'd check it out." Then they go, "No one really comes here for tourism." They actually said, If anyone ever does come, it usually old people, retirees. Probably read a bit about Djibouti somewhere and decide to tick it off their bucket list. They were like, we've never seen a young person come here to travel, and definitely not from India. And I'm sitting there like, well, here I am. They said, alright, we'll take you to the lake then. But so far, instead of a lake tour, I've just had a city alley tour. Man, I swear, this country has more red lights than actual roads. There's one every few meters, even on empty streets. The AC is technically on, but the kind of hot air it's blowing, even a heater would be jealous. And the driver's like, roll down the window, don't worry. Sure, let the desert breeze roast me alive. Djibouti has to be one of the hottest countries in the world. In peak summer, the temperature crosses 50 degrees Celsius, and here I am, after paying $150, still sweating inside the car. I swear, if he makes one more pointless stop, I'm just gonna get off and walk back to my hotel. Keep the money, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't afford to waste more time. A bunch of baboons just blocked our way. There are so many of them out on the road right now. Just look at this. There's one chilling by the side over here.
They're not aggressive?
No.
Can you take half?
Okay.
Yeah. Try inviting him here.
Here, buddy, take a bite. Go on, take it. Bye-bye. Alright guys, we're on our way to Lake Assal and we've covered about half the distance so far. Right now, we're passing through the Arta region. So just to give you some context, Djibouti is divided into 6 different regions and Djibouti city itself is one of them. Obviously, Djibouti city is the smallest region. And next to that, Arta is the second smallest, which is where we're driving through right now. On the way, we're seeing goats, a few baboons, and now tiny villages starting to pop up here and there. This area is actually way cleaner, and that's probably because fewer people live here. In fact, around 70% of Djibouti's entire population lives in Djibouti city, which is why the city is so overcrowded, noisy and dirty. But the moment you leave the city behind, it's a whole different vibe. You barely see people, the roads are wide open, and the landscape is mostly mountains and desert. It's just so quiet and peaceful, no trash, no crowd, because there's no one around. Look how this area is completely empty. And the view goes on for miles. You will pass by a few tiny villages, sure, but for the most part, it's just vast, empty desert as far as the eye can see. Just look at this. So I dozed off for a bit. I was honestly really tired, been running around for days now. One thing I'd heard about Djiboutians is that they love to talk. And today, I experienced that firsthand because even though I tried really hard to sleep, it was almost impossible. There was constant chatter going on in the car. Anyway, they gave me this local type of bread to try. It actually reminded me of something we used to get back in India when we were kids. You know, that sweet bread with a little red cherry-like thing in the center. Not sure if it still exists, but this bread was kinda like that. I was super hungry, so I had a bit. When it comes to food, Djibouti's local cuisine is actually heavily influenced by a few cultures. Ethiopian, French, and Arab, specifically Yemeni food. That makes sense because Yemen is really close to Djibouti, and a lot of Yemenis live here. As for the French influence, you probably already know. This area used to be part of French Somaliland before Djibouti gained independence from France on June 27, 1977. So naturally, French culture, language and food still have a strong presence here. Speaking of Ethiopia, Djibouti shares a border with it and a lot of Ethiopians live and work here too. In fact, there's even a railway line that connects Djibouti city to Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. One thing you might be wondering is, why doesn't anyone live outside the city? Why are there no villages? Well, just look around. You can clearly see how barren and dry this land is. It's completely infertile. There's no way to grow crops here. So even if someone wanted to live in a village, what would they even do? There's no farming, no agriculture possible. So people have no choice but to move to the cities and try to find whatever work they can there. I mean, look at this soil. What could anyone possibly grow here? Djibouti has very limited natural resources. The land is not fertile. And even though we're heading toward a lake, you might think, hey, at least they have water, right? But no. Lake Assal is one of the saltiest lakes in the world outside of Antarctica. Depending on how you measure it, it's either the second or third saltiest lake on the planet. It just depends on which other lakes you're comparing it to and what metrics you're using to calculate the salinity. Anyway, you might be thinking, aren't most lakes made of fresh water? Can't you drink lake water? Well, not this one. Lake Assal is actually 10 times saltier than the ocean. That's how insanely salty it is. You can't drink it, it's literally undrinkable. But there's one thing they can do, and they do it well. They extract salt from it and sell that salt commercially. We're now entering Dikhil and Ali Sabieh, two major regions of Djibouti.
Mostly people that live in this region, do you think they're Afar people or Somali?
This region that I'm going to go, it's Afar region. So
Afar.
people are Afar.
Okay.
Now, as I've mentioned a few times before, Djibouti's population is largely made up of people from the Somali ethnic group, especially the Isa clan, which is a major Somali subgroup. About 60% of the population is Isa Somali, then around 35% are Afar, another major ethnic group from this part of the world. Look at these cars around me. The condition of the vehicles tells you a lot about the place we're entering. Unlike Djibouti city, which is more mixed, this region is mainly Afar. In Djibouti city, you will find a more diverse mix, even some Arabs, especially from Yemen, as I mentioned earlier, and a number of Ethiopians too. As for religion, most people here follow Islam, which is also the official religion of Djibouti. There are a few Christians too, about 5 to 6%, mostly Ethiopian Orthodox Christians who have migrated here. But man, even here in the mountains, you can see trash and plastic have reached. We've stopped at a viewpoint here, and right next to it is part of the rift as well. There are a few locals nearby who've set up some small souvenir stalls, hoping that if tourists ever pass through, they might make a little sale. Lucky for them, and for us, we showed up today. Honestly, I don't think anyone else has come by here today. They've made these little souvenirs out of stones, and even mini camels, which they've displayed together on the rocks. And what you're looking at right now, right in front of me, is the Great Rift Valley. According to what my guide told me, this rift is slowly pulling Djibouti away from mainland Africa. Yeah, you heard that right. Over hundreds of millions of years, scientists believe this rift will keep expanding and eventually Djibouti will break off. It will no longer be part of mainland Africa. Yeah, that's the theory. Pretty wild to imagine, right?
What's that?
Crystal shot.
Crystal. Beautiful.
Money.
Money. Oh. It's beautiful. Thank you. What's that? A camel?
This.
It's gorgeous.
Honestly, we're lucky we didn't come here during peak summer because during that time you literally can't even stand here. The heat hits 50 degrees Celsius, it's brutal. But right now, the weather's actually pretty manageable. These folks here, they're Afar people speaking the Afar language.
Merci. I would have bought something, but I don't have any space in my bags. I travel with a light backpack.
I didn't buy anything from them, but I still gave them a small tip. I mean, just look around. They're living out here in the middle of nowhere. You'll barely see anything that looks like a village, just one or two makeshift homes. Right in the middle of this barren landscape, surrounded by rocks and dry land. And even those homes, they don't have proper water supply. Just a couple of plastic drums they've set up. I'm not even sure if they actually have water in them. But yeah, this is what they use for drinking, bathing, everything. You'll only spot a house or two made with whatever materials they could find right here in this remote rocky desert. And still, somehow they've managed to store a little water and make it work. Look at this. You see how they've placed these water drums out here? Someone must be living nearby. The drums are just set out like that, and right beside them there's a pile of wood, probably for cooking fires. And there, that's a small house. Yeah, that's it. That's where people live. You saw the water drum I showed you earlier? That's all they have. They sleep in these huts and that's their entire home. Now you tell me, what kind of luxuries do you think are even possible here? What can people really do in a place like this? There's no farming, no real livelihood options. I mean, seriously, what would you do? Now we've entered what looks like an actual village. Before, we were just seeing scattered homes in the middle of nowhere. But this looks like a proper small settlement. You can see a few more water drums and people seem to be using them to wash clothes. A couple Couple of kids nearby, one even looked upset, maybe at the camera. These houses here definitely look a bit more sturdy than the earlier ones we passed. And now another group of homes ahead. Multiple homes are clustered together. This seems like a larger village by local standards. That's a mosque?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I don't like photo.
Same thing.
Honestly, I used to think that all the issues were only in the city, like maybe Djibouti city was the only place struggling, but no, even out here in the villages, it's pretty much the same situation. And every time I take my camera out to capture something, I immediately hear someone yelling in afar from outside the vehicle, "Put it away." The guy who's driving me told that they're basically telling me to keep my camera inside. Man, it's wild, really. Anyway, we've now reached our second stop. I'm not sure if this is Lake Gubet or not, so I'm gonna ask. There is a school trip here too. A bunch of kids have come to visit. Is it Lake Gubet?
Yeah, Gubet.
Gubet, okay. Yeah, Lake Gubet, that's where we are now. So now the wind's starting to pick up and we're at Lake Gubet, which is part of the Gulf of Tajura. This gulf eventually connects to the Red Sea, further out that way. Lake Assal is actually off in that direction, not too far from here. From here, you can see some beautiful views, and even around this lake, people are selling items made from salt. Just like I mentioned earlier, these lakes are crazy salty, way saltier than the ocean. They've crafted all sorts of little souvenirs using salt crystals. Some have this kind of translucent crystal look. They're beautiful, really impressive work. But yeah, just like the city, there's trash everywhere here too. Plastic pollution is a problem even in these remote places. Now here's something really interesting about this place, something I'd heard before, and now even my guide confirmed it for me. This entire area is known as the place of the devil. Even the roads we drove on to get here are called the devil's roads, because apparently a lot of accidents happen here, like a lot, fatal ones too. But the main reason this place got that name is because of this mountain right here, the one you see rising over the lake. That's known as the mountain of the devil. You make them from salt?
No salt.
No salt?
Yeah. From mountain.
From what?
Mountain.
Mountain, from the mountain, yeah. Nice. But this is salt?
No salt.
No salt?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, look. This one.
Oh,
Yes.
will it make me white?
Yes.
I will be white with this?
Yes.
Okay.
This one. This is from volcano.
From volcano?
Yes.
You speak good English?
Yes. Small.
No, your English is good.
Yes. This one. Crystals.
It's crystal?
Yes. On the mountain.
From the mountain.
Yes. These souvenirs.
These are very beautiful, brother. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. It's nice. I'm sorry, no space in my bag. Mafi. Shukran, brother. Just want to see the mobile. It's pretty cool. This is what?
iPhone 3.
iPhone 3. Okay. Oh, can I call my mother with this?
Oh. This.
Oh, this is color?
No.
Call. Oh, call. Let me call my mom. Her phone's switched off. I was calling my mom. Her phone is off.
Lifetime.
Out of what?
You can use it to make a ring.
To make a ring. Oh, what stone is that?
I don't know, they take it from.
Ah, it's from the mountain. Thank you. So, the Afar people, the ones selling souvenirs out here, even though they kept telling me to put my phone away every time I tried to film something, they're honestly super hospitable. And my guide was telling me that, yeah, we Somalis are pretty welcoming too, but the Afar people, even more so. She also mentioned that since these folks live close to water, near the Red Sea and these salty lakes, they're actually really good swimmers too. Now, my driver here just told me why this road is called the Devil's Road. He said that sometimes when you're driving here, you'll see what looks like a person standing in the middle of the road, but when you get closer, there's no one actually there. And apparently, that's what causes accidents. I'm not sure if it's superstition or real, but it's the local belief. You can just look at these roads, they're narrow and sketchy. Even the slightest wrong move could cause an accident. And these rocks up on the side, yeah, they probably fall from those cliffs too, from time to time. I trust my guy here. This driver's so solid, I'm convinced we can't crash. I mean, accidents need movement and he won't go above 4 kilometers per hour max. So in a way, Djibouti's closest friend is Ethiopia, and there's a lot of trade and transport going on between the two. I mean, Djibouti itself doesn't have many natural resources, so most of what comes in, food, supplies, goods, it's all from Ethiopia. You'll see a ton of trucks driving long routes from Ethiopia, hauling cargo into Djibouti. And because the journey is so long and exhausting, a lot of these drivers are running on no sleep, which is a big reason why accidents happen so often on these roads. Look over there, right near the lake, they've built this electric dam. I'm guessing this is where they generate power for Djibouti city too. It's a pretty big setup. Actually, someone from inside just started shouting at us, probably wondering what we're doing filming here. And over here, check this out, windmills. There's a whole bunch of them, so they're harnessing wind energy too. Honestly, the landscapes around here are wild. It's totally different. I mean, when you compare this to anything else around the world, especially outside of Djibouti city, it's just so unique, like a different planet.
These are from Ethiopia and these are moving to Djibouti or going back to Ethiopia. They're going to where?
They go to Europe, then they take the boat from there.
They want to go to Europe. Oh, okay. So they will first go to Yemen. From there, they'll take a boat so they can sail into Europe as a refugee. Okay.
You'll see people walking along the roads carrying nothing but hope, trying to cross multiple countries and oceans to reach a better life. They hope to land somewhere in Europe and seek refugee status, dreaming of safety, far from the struggles they left behind. And here you've got kids just playing football in a dusty village surrounded by water drums, because that's how people store and use water across this country. But one thing's common, you'll always see the mosque in perfect condition, shining clean even if the houses around it are falling apart. You'll hear the sound of goats and sheep, and you'll see these simple homes that people live in. This is rural Djibouti. Look over there, is he getting ready to board the boat or what? The wind is insane out here. Finally made it near Lake Assal. That's the lake behind us now. And over here we've got some hot water springs. They told us the water level's low at the moment. Usually this place is filled up. Let's see how hot the water actually is. What does that sign say ahead? It's in French, says swimming's not allowed. It's already blazing hot out here, so any so-called natural hot spring might just feel like normal boiling water in this heat. Let's check. This one's not even warm. Feels about the same as the air, just regular water. There's more water ahead though, maybe that's one the real deal. Let's go see. Oh wait, these are those fish, the ones that nibble off your dead skin. But yeah, the water here isn't warm at all. You could totally sit here, pull off your socks, and those little guys will get to work. This kid just showed me another spot, and oh damn, it's actually hot.
This is very hot.
Okay, I take it back, this one's boiling. Didn't expect it to be this hot, honestly. This is seriously boiling hot. Now I agree. Damn. It doesn't look like it, but it's actually boiling. Earlier spots were cold, so I figured this would be too, but nope. Now here, the hot spring seems to be mixing with colder water, so the temperatures kind of balance. But that one spot, that was intense. This one here is moderately warm.
What is he selling? Is it salt?
Yes.
Oh, nice. You speak English? Little. Salt again?
They have salt in many forms.
Different shapes.
Look at this, they've made little balls out of salt. Thanks. Just look at these roads, completely broken down. You can't even tell where the edge is. You think you're driving on the road, but honestly, it feels more like taking a salt bath with all this salt and water mixed up. Over there, you can see some machines. They probably use them to make soap or detergents or other salt-based products. Anyway, now we are getting really close to Lake Assal. And this right here, this is a salt beach. Just look at all that salt. It's everywhere. And in case you're wondering why it says LAC instead of Lake Assal, well, that's French. In French, lake is spelled LAC, unlike English. Same way Spanish says lago. Alright, let's get out. This is Djibouti's most famous tourist spot. Time to make it even more famous. Wind's blowing like crazy, can't even see the gate properly.
No, thank you. What will I do with all this salt?
It's like the whole place has turned into an open market. Everyone's trying to sell you salt here, they be like, buy salt. I mean, come on, you can buy salt elsewhere too. The shops back home are full of it. Just look at how many packets of salt they've stacked up. Everything here is made of salt, salt souvenirs, salt balls, salt blocks. It's wild.
I'm not buying any salt. Relax. Relax, brother. I'm not buying any salt. What will I do with the salt? Natural?
Yes.
Oh. I thought the salt I buy is artificial. Okay.
17 kilomètres. L'autre côté de la mer.
Kilometer?
Yes.
Hmm.
17.
17 kilometer?
Yes.
Hmm. How tall are you?
Huh?
How tall? You very tall. How tall? Tall. You very tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm friend.
Yeah.
I want food.
You want food? I also want food.
Send food.
One food. One food.
Give you food.
You no food.
You're from Djibouti or Ethiopia?
Djibouti.
Djibouti.
Yes.
I'm from Ethiopia.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go to Ethiopia. We eat injera together.
Yeah. Injera.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want.
Let me see the lake first, then we'll eat food. Yeah, let me see the lake first. Relax.
This one.
Everyone's shouting, buy salt. And look, we're literally walking on a bed of salt. It's everywhere. I'm getting closer to Lake Assal now. And just to let you know, this is actually a crater lake. It's about 120 kilometers from the capital city of Djibouti. And as you can see, the crater is below ground level. And it's far below sea level. It is one of the saltiest bodies of water in the world, like I've mentioned before. And it's also the lowest point on the entire African continent. The glare is really getting to me. This white salt reflects so much light, it's actually hard to keep my eyes open. We're actually about 150 to 155 meters below sea level right now. And that's exactly why. This is the lowest point in entire Africa. So not only is it the lowest point in Africa, but Lake Assal is also the third lowest depression on the entire planet. The ocean is already incredibly salty, but this place is 10 times saltier. In fact, if you've seen my videos from Jordan, you'll probably remember the Dead Sea, which is not only famous for its extremely high salinity, but also for its unique property that prevents anyone from sinking, because the salt makes the water so buoyant that it just pushes you up. Well, this lake is even saltier than the Dead Sea. So obviously you can't sink in this water either, you'd just float right on the surface. And with this much salt, I can't imagine any marine life could possibly survive in here. I mean, what kind of creature could live in water this salty? Nowadays, we take salt for granted. You can buy it at any store and we barely use a pinch at a time. But back in the day, salt was one of the main commodities in Africa, and it was highly valued across the continent for trade and everyday use. The nomadic people of this region, the Afar people, they would transport this very salt on camel caravans. They'd export it to neighboring regions like Ethiopia, Somalia, and even all the way to the Arabian Peninsula. In fact, this whole region, the Horn of Africa, where Djibouti is located, was a hub for this trade. This area was a major center of trade long before European colonization, all because of the salt business here. And because this lake provided so much for the local Afar people and the other nomads living in the Danakil desert, it's considered sacred by them. People believe the lake holds magical powers, which is why its salt deposits remain untouched. Local traditions warn that disturbing the natural formations would bring misfortune, so the community avoids interfering with them. They are convinced that leaving the salt undisturbed not only preserves the delicate balance of nature but also protects them from bad luck. The salt trade has been going on here for hundreds of years. Later, when European colonizers arrived, they came upon the lake and were struck by its remarkable salinity. In the years that followed, Djibouti's salt industry began to take on a more structured and organized form. But even today, the salt is still mined here. Wanderers like me come to see it. And the lake holds great significance for the local people. But here's something to think about. We've been traveling all over the African continent to popular tourist destinations like Tanzania and Kenya, and those places especially were always crowded with tourists. West Africa didn't have many tourists, but on this East Africa trip, we saw plenty in many countries. But here in Djibouti, we haven't seen a single one, and we're at the country's main tourist attraction. You can look for miles and there are no tourists. Besides me, I don't see anyone else who's come here to visit. And this is the main spot where you can really see the lake. There's this salt beach where you can enjoy the view and go for a swim, but I don't see a single person swimming. Whereas when I went to the Dead Sea in Jordan, they had huge resorts built all around it. It's so commercialized because it gets a lot of tourists. Jordan is a very safe and tourist friendly country, but Djibouti, not so much. And that's why I don't see any resorts here. No hotels with a private beach, no tourists, and no one swimming. It's quite surprising, you know. This is the third lowest point on earth, the lowest in all of Africa, and yet there's no one else here to see it. It's amazing. Look at this empty beach. I don't think I'll ever get the chance to visit this lake again in my life. So, I don't want to miss this opportunity and I'm going for a swim. By the way, if you ever end up planning to come here, make sure to bring sunglasses and apply sunscreen. It gets extremely hot. This area is one of the hottest regions in the world. In the summer, the temperature can go up to 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. And on top of that, the salt reflects the sun and the heat. I can barely keep my eyes open right now. I haven't put on any sunscreen either. But if you come, please take precautions. This guy is saying there's so much salt that after swimming, you'll have to rinse off with fresh water to get it off your body. Otherwise, it'll just stick to you for a long time. He said it's essential to wash it off as soon as you get out. So I asked if he can arrange it, as I'm definitely going in. He's saying that after swimming here, I'll have to go over there to that hot spring to wash the salt off. That's the only way it'll come off. Well, alright, what can you do? Anyway, a lot of people come here to cure their skin problems by bathing in this salty water. People from all over Djibouti come here for its healing properties. Firstly, there is a very strong emotional connection to the salt water here. For many locals, it's not just a body of water but something sacred tied to their traditions and beliefs. Secondly, it's salt. It's a natural antiseptic, so it's good for any kind of skin infections. Look how windy it is. The cap just blew right off her head and landed way over there.
Oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. If I stay for more than 2 minutes, it's dangerous? 2 minutes? More than 2 minutes, no good? Okay, 2 minutes. Okay.
He says I should only stay in for 2 minutes. There are sharp salt crystals at the bottom and they were really hurting my feet. Thank goodness this guy gave me his slippers. You know, this reminds me of Whitehaven Beach in Australia. The sand there is almost pure silica, which makes it incredibly white. This looks very similar, but instead of silica, it's salt. Getting closer to the lake. Alright, finally, let's swim in the lake. Ah, my leg scraped. Whoa, the water is just lifting me up. I'm not sinking. So cool. You can't sink in this lake even if you try. Awesome.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm stuck on a salt rock. Ah, let me get out. Oh my god. Phew, made it. Oh my god. Good thing I had slippers on. Yeah, okay, let's go. These rocks are sharp enough to cut into my skin. Look at the state of my hands. These crystals are so sharp. I just placed my hand on one to steady myself. Good thing I have slippers on my feet. It was fine over there, but the current pushed me onto these rocks.
Okay, I'll buy you school.
He's saying, buy me school. Let's see how salty this is. It's like 1,000 times saltier than the ocean.
Problem! Hey! Problem! Hey! Problem! Hey, bro! Oh, Lake Assal! Lake Assal! Oh, Lake Assal!
Lake Assal.
Lake Assal! Lake Assal!
Yeah, you are great.
He was practically forcing me to do all this, telling me to taste it, making gestures, saying he'll make a video.
Lake Assal, Lake Assal, Lake Assal.
India!
India, Djibouti,
Assal!
Lake Assal.
Souvenir!
It feels like I swallowed a whole bag of salt. My phone is also covered in water. No, I mean salt. I'm going crazy from the salt. Everything is salty.
Okay, I will hold, no problem.
Saleh! Saleh!
Lake Assal, Djibouti,
Lake Assal! Cité Momina!
Djibouti, India, Lake Assal.
India money!
Of course you want money, I know that.
India money.
Yeah, India money!
Money? I'm poor. I come without money. Yeah, I'm beggar.
Yeah, look at here, India.
Good.
Yeah.
Air India, air good.
It's like I said, 100 is 15. This one.
Okay.
100 is 15.
Okay.
Yes, I'm good like I said.
You're good like Lake Assal.
Yeah. You have salt souvenir. You have goat. You have goat. One goat is 5,000 salt.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. It's very much. It's TikTok, YouTube.
Lake Assal.
Yes,
What an interesting guy. This guy brought me straight here, said I had to buy his salt before I could go clean myself. He wasn't going to let me go otherwise.
Wow, that's for a ring.
yeah.
I can gift this ring to my wife.
Goat.
Goat
Yeah, goat.
from salt.
You have salt.
Yeah.
5 jours à côté de la mer. 5 jours.
Oui.
5 jours à côté de la mer.
Oh.
As if I understand French.
What? Bro, I have no food. Have water.
Now these kids are asking for money for stopping the car here. The one who was taking my picture, I already gave him some. But all of them, looks like these guys are also heading to Ethiopia.
Wow.
They're taking salt all the way to Ethiopia on their camels. I mean, even today, people are still traveling this far on camels just to sell salt. That's incredible. Man, even the ground is scorching hot. I'll take a dip in this regular water here to clean myself. Alright friends, all showered and refreshed. I washed off in that clean water, then rinsed with some mineral water before putting on my clothes. We're now heading back towards Djibouti city. If we stop anywhere along the way, you'll see it. Look, accidents everywhere. So this area has an active tectonic rift system. 3 tectonic plates meet here, the Arabian, Somali and African plates, and in fact, we're in a depression so deep, far below sea level, with Lake Assal nearby. Because of this, the area has significant magnetic anomalies. It's believed that these anomalies are why you can't drive too fast here, and our driver mentioned that people often get headaches while driving through this stretch. It's all because of these magnetic anomalies. And just by looking at these landscapes, you can probably guess that there's a lot of geothermal and volcanic activity in this region. Whoa, look at the baboons! They climbed right on top of that truck. They just jumped straight onto the roof looking for food. Guys, we've stopped right in the middle of the road. Look how deserted it is. There's nothing to see for miles, except for this one restaurant, the local roadside spot. I really wanted to check out a local roadside diner, so I told the driver to pull over as soon as he saw one. So now we're heading over there. It's really windy, but let's go check it out. Oh man, my shoes are covered in dust. First it was loon, which means salt in Haryanvi. And now it's all this dust. There's so much dust here. Look what happened to my shoes in just a second. Completely covered. This is an Ethiopian style restaurant. Look, I've already ordered a coffee, and the show on TV is in Amharic, the language of Ethiopia. The truck drivers coming from Ethiopia probably stop here to drink some Ethiopian coffee, bunna.
Sugar very little. Yeah, more. This is too much.
Okay.
Can I keep it back?
This, no problem. This is
Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is yours. I'm sorry.
no problem.
Okay. Yeah, this is enough.
And here comes my bunna, which is Ethiopian coffee. I used to drink a lot of this in Ethiopia. Their coffee is really famous.
Very good.
Yeah?
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Really nice.
Number one.
Yeah, Ethiopia's coffee is really good.
On the world.
All over the world, yeah. You're right. It's really good.
Outside they have this water tank where they store water, and now the goats are coming. And they're chasing the goats away. And over here is Djibouti's national stadium.
National pool. Okay. A new hospital. Nice.
This road looks quite clean too. It's the first time I've seen such a smooth and clean road here with trees and no garbage. Usually you just see plastic bottles lying around everywhere. They've built a new residential complex over here. I think the Chinese built it because I saw some Chinese writing on the back. Oh wow. To our right, their downtown area is about to start. And there it is, the Djibouti Bawadi Mall. We came here yesterday. It's the only mall they have with a Pizza Hut and Burger King. It's like a mini America with all the same clothing brands. And from here, our hotel is pretty close. Look, another mosque. Alright, it's time to have some khat. So what is it? You might remember, but if not, I'll tell you in a second. See, wherever they sell vegetables and fruits, they also sell khat. We're about to try some. So who should we buy it from? Alright, let's get out and do some shopping for it first. So this is Bushman's tea or khat. It's used as a recreation in these countries. It's basically leaves of a plant.
You think this is good? How do you know if it's good or not? How do you know if it's good?
I know.
Oh, you know? Okay.
It's actually a stimulant. It contains cathinone, which gives you a feeling of euphoria. In Ethiopia, they call it chat, but here in Djibouti, they call it khat.
Yeah, how much is it? I want to try very little.
Okay, 1,000.
One is 1,000. 1,000 for... Really?
Really?
Okay, I'll get it.
1,000 Djiboutian francs. That's about $5.5 US. This one is the best one. So, for 1,000 Djiboutian francs, I got 4 bundles. That means $5.5 for 4 bundles, which makes each one around $1.5. I just told him I want to experience it. I'm not trying to get high.
One khat is 1,000. Really? Okay.
It's very
Very expensive. Oh my god.
nice cut.
It is nice khat. Okay.
It's
Bad Khat, cheap Khat, 300. Okay.
So one bundle costs around 1,000 francs. That's about $5.50 for just one bunch. He's saying the cheaper, lower quality costs around 300 francs, about $1.50. But this one is premium, high quality, which is why it's so expensive. I wonder how strong the effect is from this much.
This is from Ethiopia?
From Ethiopia. Ethiopia.
They call it chart.
It's small money.
Ah,
Ethiopia.
yeah.
This is small. All 1,000 no go.
Oh, okay.
Small. Djibouti very expensive.
Oh, everything is so expensive in Djibouti.
So he's saying that it is cheaper in Ethiopia, where they call it chaat. I've tried it there before. In many East African countries like Ethiopia, Djibouti, Yemen, parts of Kenya, maybe even Eritrea, and the areas around the Arabian Peninsula, people chew this.
Number one or all.
Ethiopian coffee and Khat, both number one.
Number one.
Okay.
So people around Arabian Peninsula consume this. It contains cathinone, which is a stimulant. After you chew it, it gives you a feeling of euphoria and keeps you awake. So people use it to stay awake. It makes you feel happy for a little while, although it's a temporary feeling. People also say it improves their focus. It's very popular in Somaliland and Somalia, but people get addicted. Not again. But people get addicted to it very quickly. Some people chew it day and night, almost to the point of addiction. Look around, you'll see paintings of it and stalls selling it everywhere. Man, he really went overboard and bought way too much. 4,000 worth. I only wanted to try a little. I don't do any drugs. I used to drink beer, but I haven't even had that in months. No tobacco, no alcohol, nothing. So even a little bit might be too much for me. But why am I doing this? Simply because I'm in this country, it makes one curious enough to try. And I just want to try it to show you guys. But I'm not saying it's something you should do. I'm not recommending you come here and try it. I was just curious. That's the only reason I'm trying it.
You eat every day?
Maybe week 3
Okay.
days.
In Ethiopia, they ate it with peanuts. You don't eat peanuts with this here? In Djibouti, no peanuts?
Peanut.
Also? Normally, no peanut. Or
Normally no peanuts.
no peanuts, okay. Can you show me how to eat it? Yeah, how do I try? Yeah, can you teach me?
Okay.
Ah. Okay, only the leaves I have to eat.
Huh?
Only the leaves. Ah. Okay. And do I ingest the leaves? Can you ask him, Nima? Do I have to?
Huh? Hello?
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. I ingest the leaves as well. Okay.
I think people usually spit it out. I don't really remember about the leaves.
Okay.
So he's saying some people swallow it and some just keep it in their mouth and then spit it out. He says it's good for the stomach. Of course, people will praise their craving, listing all sorts of benefits. People always find excuses for their habits. It just tastes like I'm chewing on leaves, like dry leaves. Though I have tried this a couple of times before, but that was many years ago, maybe 4 or 5.
Why is everything closed?
They open when they. Actually, today is Saturday.
Oh, because of Saturday everything is closed. You want Khat? Take some Khat. Khat? No Arabic. Mafi Arabic. Khat, take some Khat. I can't eat it. It's yours. Keep it. Yeah, small. If I eat too much, I will be high.
We're back at our home base. First, I'm going to take a shower. I can still feel the salt from the lake in my ears. I'm gonna go grab some soap. So I just bought this Dettol soap. It cost me 200 Djiboutian francs. That's over a US dollar. Back home in India, this would be like 15 cents. Man, this country is expensive. And it's not like Dettol is rare here. You find it all over Africa for super cheap. But here, it's crazy expensive. Feeling fresh after a shower, and I'm down here outside the hotel. They've got a couple of Djiboutian flags up, so let's break this one down. First, in the background, you can see the Hamoudi Mosque. It's the oldest one here. You've seen it a few times now. The flag has sky blue, green, white, and a red star. The sky blue represents the sea, the sky, and the Somali people of this country. The green stands for the earth and the Afar people. So both main ethnic groups are covered. The white, of course, represents peace, and the red star symbolizes the bloodshed in their struggle for independence. So I've come outside to sit for a bit. I'll head out for a walk before it gets dark, but first I wanted to sum up my thoughts on this country. As you saw, it was quite tricky, right from the airport to walking around and even filming. Everything has been a bit of a challenge. It just feels like the country isn't really ready for tourism. There is also a lot of filth in many places. I mean, there were scenes I didn't even show in the video. Places with so much plastic, so much garbage, so much dirty water. Entire roads were broken and filled with plastic. There were scenes like that, but I tried to avoid showing those things. If I had to sum up this country in a few words, I'd say that this country is just not ready for tourism yet. I went to Lake Assal, but apart from that, there isn't much for a typical tourist to see or do. I myself can manage. I have no problem staying in places like this. For me, if I find a good gym, I can go work out, make friends with locals, wander around. I can stay anywhere without any issues. But if you're looking at it from a tourist perspective, I don't think this country is ready for tourists. The evening call to prayer has begun. It's prayer time. And if we talk about the economy of the country, you probably know that many foreign countries have their military bases here. The only permanent US military base in Africa is located right here. And even a country like Japan, which has no other overseas military base, their only one is in Djibouti. They don't have many natural resources, their land isn't fertile, and unemployment is very high. But they have one thing, a strategic location, which is how they are surviving today. Because they receive rent from these military bases, they get a total of 200 million US dollars a year in rent, which is about 158 pounds. That's a huge amount for their government because it's a small country with a very small population. So for a country with a population of just 1.16 million, 200 million US dollars is a lot of money. Out of that, 63 million US dollars come just from the US military base. And besides that, troops from these countries also come here. For them, the cost of living is quite affordable, so the prices have gone up accordingly. They also bring business to the locals. The restaurants here are doing well. Many things are thriving because of these foreigners. But the problem that arises is for the common citizen who isn't earning in dollars. How will they afford everything? For them, things become very expensive to afford, like eating at a nice restaurant in the mall or buying good clothes. Even at the pharmacy where I just bought that Dettol soap or anything else like a bottle of water or milk. All these small basic necessities are becoming impossible for the poor and common person to afford. And because of this, the common people are also frustrated, asking, why are you bringing in so many outsiders? But what can their government do? They're caught in the trap of thinking, at least we're getting this rent from the bases, why should we let that go? So they are completely neglecting sectors like tourism, although there isn't much to show here anyway. But at least you have the lowest point in Africa. If you can make tourism a little easier, the country could easily diversify its income. They wouldn't have to be solely dependent on other countries for rent money. Not many people here use the internet. It's so expensive that most can't afford it. These are the small things we take for granted. Even in other African countries with widespread poverty, smartphones have reached every village. Here too, people have phones but can't afford to use them. Recharging data is a struggle. The internet is slow and unreliable, and many areas have no network at all. These are some of the country's biggest challenges. Anyway, constantly walking around with a camera to explore the country for you guys is a different experience than putting my phone away and exploring things for myself. So finally, I want to end the video here and explore the country a bit on my own so I can get a real feel for this place. And besides, filming is so difficult in this country anyway. So we'll end this video here. I'll see you in the next video as I head from here to Saudi Arabia. There are no flights from here to the country I wanted to visit next, although it is its neighbor, Eritrea. The border is closed, so I can't go by land. I'd have to take a very long detour. So, in the upcoming videos, we'll go from here to Riyadh. We'll stay there for a few days and then we'll go to Eritrea. I'll see you all in those videos. We'll keep this video to this point. But if I come across something really fascinating that I feel like I have to show you, I'll attach it at the end of the video. Many of you watch the channel but don't subscribe. In fact, 60% of people just watch my videos but haven't subscribed to the channel. So, I'd like to request that you please subscribe as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Although I didn't show much of the food here, I've already told you that the cuisine is heavily influenced by French, Ethiopian and Arab food because there are a lot of people from Yemen here. For street food, you'll see a lot of shawarma shops like this one. And they also sell Indian stuffed flatbread with egg on top. I've seen this in many places in Africa, especially East Africa. They call this chapati too, like how it's called in India, and it's also similar to our Indian food. Besides this, you'll also find Ethiopian injera. As for Djibouti's own dishes, skudar is very famous here, which is kind of like a biryani with lamb or goat meat. it's similar to that. Rice with goat meat. Then there's the breakfast they serve me at the hotel, which is like a chickpea curry like dish called harira. The version I get usually has white chickpeas and sometimes kidney beans, and in some households, people even add meat to it. Essentially, it's like a chickpea stew, and here they eat it with flatbread, which they call chapati. Traditionally, harira is probably considered a North African dish, eaten more commonly in Algeria and Morocco, but they have their own version of it here in Djibouti. The staff at this hotel is amazing. They are so hospitable. They just brought me tea and said, drink it for free and enjoy. They took such great care of me. Bunna House. I've come here to have some more bunna coffee. And this is their menu. The prices are in Djiboutian francs. If you divide by 177, you get the prices in US dollars. So coffee and tea are around $3, about the same as in most European countries. If you look at the food items, maybe they aren't that expensive in comparison. I mean, sandwiches and all are around $4.50. And here's my chai latte. I think it was about $2.50 US.